Ooh, hello everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, YouTube, anywhere this clip or full video will be going live out there to the world. Welcome to the show. I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, and we've got Ninja High School to talk about like I promised last show. But first, let's get to the real thing. The real deal. So, do you ever just wake up in the morning and feel like not doing the work or not going to work? That's where I was at this morning. It was like, man, I could just stay sleeping this morning. I could just stay in bed, keep sleeping, and no one would be the wiser. But then it's like, no, no. This is my time. This is my place to be getting it up and coming here and chit chatting with everybody and doing my initiative program with Antarctic Press as well. As you know, Friday was the drop for the next installment of Antarctic Press title, which is Ninja High School number 199, The Road to 200. And and so we've got that going on. Let's see. Yesterday was a full day. It was supposed to be kind of a chill day for us, but it turned into be a full day of picking up some old windows and some old wood to help with coop build and things like that, and then greenhouse build as well. So, and then we had to run around to 15 different stores looking for a specific medicine for a bird, for birds, chickens, that is. And then I started my hand at this 3D printing stuff with the resin, and it didn't go too well. It got uh, what is it, the slices, the anchor points. It did those really well, but as far as the actual print that it was supposed to print, it did not do very well on that end. So trying it again this morning. I got a bird that needs some splints for her legs, um, but we are trying it, out to see if we can get these splints to work. But if they don't work on my 3D printer, I got to figure out what's going on. Again, I've had this printer for almost 2 years and haven't even touched it. So, I mean, it could be a resin problem. It could be, you know, a lot of different things. Because I mean, it doesn't tell me that there's an expiration date on this resin, but I'm sure there is. Um, yeah, it just doesn't tell me. No, it does right there. So it is out of date. So that could be the problem. I might need to get some new resin. Those of you that do 3D printing, let me know. This again is my first attempt at this and 3D printing stuff, the shtick. Even though I've had the machine for 2 years, and it's obvious because I guess the resin goes out after so much time. Maybe. I mean, the bags have never even been opened. The bottles have never been opened. So I was hoping that it might be okay, but we'll see. We will see. But thank you for the likes out there. I appreciate that. Please like, share, and follow. You can also follow my other social medias up here. Not you guys on YouTube or Facebook, but you guys here on TikTok. You can go up here, follow my other socials, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you're already here on TikTok. Just by going to my website, you'll be able to see this logo. Bum, bum, bum. And directly under that, you will see my social links. So be sure to go and like and follow there. And we will be talking Ninja High School today from Antarctic Press, and we will get that kind of started. It is the twofold story. So not only do you have Ninja High School, but you got Erika Chan, the heroine in underwear. And you'll get to see what I'm talking about here in just a moment. You'll see some butt cheeks. All right, so like I said on the last show, which was the 20th, which was Sunday, um, after I looked at the drop during the show, you've got all kinds of iconic characters on the front cover of Ninja High School. You've got Buck Rogers, you've got Doctor Who, you got E.T., you got Ultron, you got Star Trek, you got Star Wars, um, you've got other characters, on the cover. But here's what the cover would look like if you had it in your hands right now today. Again, Doctor Who, E.T., Ultron, Buck Rogers, and then some other characters. This character actually is a male character they had on Star Trek, but you've got a Trekkie, you've got Star Wars, so it's a fandom, is what this is. Now, with that being said, it's Ninja High School number 199, February of 2025. So February, this one came out, and um, he's asking, has it been this long? Who would have thought we'd be approaching Ninja High School 200? I still cannot believe that it has lasted this long. The thing is that Ninja High School was never intended to last more than 3 issues. When I first thought of the series, I was deep into anime and manga. Antarctic Press was only a mere 2 years old, and we found some success in our anthology title magazine. But I knew it could sustain us for the long term. Blah 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 blah. In other reality, might have been the next series and not Ninja High School. Some of them included the Peacekeepers, Earthstrike, Mach 10, and Mighty Tiny. But for some reason, they went with Ninja High School at the time. I had just discovered a show called Ur- Urus Yurusi Yetsura and loved the offbeat teen comedy aspect. So he took the premise from that. Um, that's when Eternity Comics hit the scene. They offered to publish Ninja High School, and for 35 issues, it remained there until they were sold to Marvel, and the rights returned to me. So, so not only was this at Antarctic Press, it also jumped ship to another title, which is what he was saying right there with Eternity Comics. And then Marvel bought Eternity Comics and all of their characters except for Ninja High School, which returned back to Ben Dunn at Antarctic Press. And then they continued to publish Ninja High School until about the year 2000 when Diamond Comics Distribution initiated their minimum order policy. Um, he put Ninja High School on hold with issue 175. So for 6 years, Ninja High School lay fallow, not knowing if it would ever return. Then came crowdfunding. So back in 2014, they started it up again with 176 and crowdfunded it. All right, so version 1, volume 1, basically, being Ninja High School from 1 to 100, version 2 being 101 to 175, and version 3 starting with 176 to present. Now, as we are only one issue away from 200, what will the future hold for Ninja High School? He hopes that it continues doing the comic for as long as he can. He has grown into only to love the series, but the fan, readers, and all creators who worked on Ninja High School, both past and present. It's been a long and winding trip, and as we approach the 40th anniversary of Ninja High School, we be along for the ride. And remember, the world can be saved by steam. So, they're on the road to 200. Just give you a little background right there. So, enter the Galactic Comic Con. Ben Dunn, creator and art, Alfred Perez, story and letters, and Nick Webb on colors. So, again, you've got a little bit of everything. You've got Doctor Who. You've got that looks like something from Sailor Moon, and then of course, not Buck Rogers over here. This one is uh, Battlestar Galactica jacket going on over here on the kid. Spencer, I think is his name, right there. And as we see, it kicks off. Um, It's another pleasant day or summer day in Pootville, USA. Come on, Roger. Open up. So it's Roger, not Spencer, sorry. You've got Penelope outside of his door. She's a squirrel type woman, so Squirrel Girl from Marvel. And she's banging on his door, and he's not one to answer. So Ma Wilco's coming up, and she's in her booty shorts, and she's got a key for Petunia, and she's just got the thing for Mr. Roger. Hayuk. Her little tagline is Hayuk. Right there. There's them booty shorts I was talking about right there. Right there. Alright. Then he's in there reading his comic book, and he's under the covers, not wanting to do anything, with his girly posters on the wall and some superhero posters on the wall and things of that nature. And he's thinking about Saki, the girl we saw in the last Ninja High School. And all he's doing is thinking about her, and he's like, oh my gosh, is this love? And Penelope throws the sheets off of him, and she goes, you read comics naked? Yeah, yuck. He's not naked, he's got clothes on. Get your silly boy pants on, son. We're going to the biggest nerd party in the galaxy. So, already, it's not tons of action, it's just, you know, tons of fun is what's going on in this one. And so they jump on an intergalactic spaceship heading somewhere we don't know yet, but you see a Red Sonja-esque cosplayer type. There are all kinds of cosplayers. Hollow play, nano play, magical play that uses magic to transform you into your costume. But you kind of got to get nude for that, she says. Really? He says. I mean, that's terrible. You know, you'll love it. Yuck. So they're just talking about what's going to happen at this big nerd party that she's taking him to. Right here. She jumps in his lap in this next one after they're conversing. And she tells him that she's the number one cosplayer in the verse. So every time there's a Cosmic Galacticon, I'm invited. No one can beat my costumes, Hayuk. And you are my plus one. Gosh, you're so cute. We're here, she says as she's sitting in his lap. I wish green screen worked a little better, on all of this. One of these days I'll have a nice little room like everybody else does whenever they're doing their live shows, and we can continue to show the back room, the back wall, and stuff like that instead of my undone ceiling up here. So, this is a 2-panel right here. This shows, actually, I'm going to show it a little better than this. And that did not work. Okay. I'm going to cut and you get to see all the little different ships and things that he used in here, which is from every sci-fi movie out there. And next up, I do have this, though, which means I can do this and this. Sorry, folks, I'm putting it all together here. I'm putting it all together for you. All right, so there you go. One ginormous, massive page that says "Welcome to Galacticon." Right there. It's a little off kilter, but I'm trying to make it work. There we go. Dun dun dun. And if you look closely, you can see all the different kinds of spaceships, like I said, down in there, that they use for many different shows. You got Star Trek, Star Wars, Lost in Space, um, Buck Rogers, Space 1999, Ravager ships. You got the TARDIS from Doctor Who. Let's see, you've got Last Starfighter. I mean, you've got everything is in here from all the different types of ships from pretty much any sci-fi TV show or movie that has ever been made. And now they're in what they say it's called Convention World. Every fandom is represented on certain sectors of the planet. So the entire planet is built up of nothing but fandoms. So every fandom you can imagine is present at this on this planet. So that means you've got, your Star Trek section, you've got your Star Wars section, you've got your Space 1999 section, you've got every fandom is represented. They land in their designated spot in their parking way, and she says, "I don't know any alien languages," or he does. "No worries, Spud." She stabs him in the forehead. "It don't hurt, you silly Willy. What on earth was that?" "A microchip. So you don't get lost." Also acts as a translator. "Yeah, you can also buy stuff using nerd coin." So again, she jabbed him in the forehead with a translator, a little chip in his head. So now he's been chipped in the forehead. And they go and walk in, and it says, "Welcome to Galacticon." He says, "This place is amazing. The people are enjoying their fandom without any fear or shame." Kind of neat, huh? "Hey, I love your Terra Wars shirt." "And we would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for these darn kids." You know what that's from. "I see you're a fan of My Little Elder God series." "Yes, it's sweet." So you've got a predator and an alien talking to each other. "Say, great vintage Galactic Trek hat." "Thanks, it was my dad's." "This is really quite something. I feel like I belong here." But in this opening scene, after they get into Galacticon, you've got Space Ghost, you've got E.T., you've got Ewoks, you've got Marvin the Martian, you've got Chewbacca. Um, I can't remember what her name is, but you get the idea. Every, again, fandom is represented here on this galactic planet. Right there. Now, Pinekern. Uh-oh. They're on to me. Pinekern? And she turns around and says, "Hi, Tessa." It's this woman that looks like a bumblebee. And she's yelling out the cosplay trophy is hers, and there's nothing she can do about it. And cool costume. "What show are you from?" "Whoa, rude." She says, "Hey, this is my species, not some costume." "What are you supposed to be, some kind of hairless monkey?" "Jeez, I'm sorry." So, like I said, she looks like a bumblebee. This is her species. He didn't know, so he was just saying, "Hey, great costume," because everything's showing on that one. Well, she walks away from Tess and from Roger, and then she gets a delivery. Tess gets a delivery. Uh, she wasn't expecting anything. Maybe it's a gift from a fan. What's Pine Kern? Pine Kern's my family name. I'm sorry, Roger. Tessa takes everything too serious. She forgets the most important rule of cosplay is to have fun. I gotta go change. My dressing room is the first door down this hall. Go have fun. Basically, she's inviting him to come back to her room because she's smitten for him and he doesn't see it that way. He's smitten for sake and not the drink. So then we flash over to him in a hoodie now. I don't remember if he was in a hoodie there or not. I'm a pilgrim in an unknown land. Is that you are, my boy? Professor Steamhead. Miss People. How? Why are you here? For science, my boy. This is the five-dimensional steam ladder, and I'm his booth babe. Right. Nonsense, you are security. Hey, you're no fun. So she is dressed up like a barbarian, basically, with sword in hand and all that good stuff. so, so they're just bantering back and forth right there. Again, not a lot of action in this one. It's all about the show. It's all about the convention. Then he meets Winnie the Pooh, who is portraying Doctor Who with K9. He's Doctor Pooh in this one. So he asks him, "Are you a bear?" And he's like, no." After looking at himself, knowing that he's a bear, saying, "No, I'm a doctor." As he smiles, right there. So K9 is now Eeyore, and he says, "Right, well, good luck with that." "Why, thank you, young man. Say, do you like comic books?" "Comic books? I need some help looking for a particular." Oh dear, words again. "Back issue?" "Oh no, my back is just fine, thank you. I need help going through these boxes. I'm a little short, you see." He, he. Ah, that is rich. Great, another alien nut job. Eeyore. So they're looking for a back issue, but not the back problem that he is talking about. Right there. Well, Petunia finally comes out, and Tess is there. She's got Rom, she's got Stitch, she's got some aliens from Ben 10, I believe. Um, so they take a picture. You got Glawful in here. You've got some other characters from uh, other people's stuff in here because I remember him doing this, talking about this on one of his deals, how he used different people's images for this book. Well, Tess opens up this package that she got and she wasn't expecting, and this entity is inside this package that wants to put her energy inside. this being is wanting to destroy Petunia. So she enters inside, or she's talking to her like, "Hey, why should I? Why don't you just go to her yourself like you did with me?" So you got this entity that's inside this package. Right, yeah. A lot of great artwork going on in here from Mr. Ben Dunn. He does a great job. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, I'm part of the initiative for his show, but or his comic books, but he does a great job. And he has for a very, very long time. Now, it flashes back to Ninja High School number 185 through 188. It says, I could have been able to take her when her heart was heavy with shame and regret, but I could not find her in time. And that references back to the Ninja High School 185 through 188. So if you haven't read any of those and know the story arc in there, you can go back and find those because those are probably available in PDF form, since they would be harder to find on the shelf or in back issues somewhere out there. And now she's thinking, our revenge? What did she ever do to you? She has the power to build and to destroy, but she chooses to build. I want that power. I want all that is to meet its fate. I want all to decay. Okay, I'll do it. So she accepts this entity's power into herself, and now the entity and her are one right there. So, as we flash back over to Roger and Dr. Pooh, Gee Wilkers, a Tomorrow Man, issue 99. That's the rare origin issue. Oh, a classic one there. What do you have? Doc, a Ninja Turtle? I remember that one from somewhere. Hey, what's this over here? The Mighty Turtle Ninja? Hey, hey there. All alone out there? Good day, traveler. Call me Hermit. Call me what do you see? Or tell me, what do you see? My name is Roger. I'm looking for comics. This looks interesting. Is it worth something? Ha ha. Every comic is worth something. Take a look. What do you see? It's blank. Is this a misprint? You see boundless opportunities, a story you forge by your own actions. This is a very special comic book, you see. Some might call it changing. That sounds fun. I'll take it. How much? So again, another reference to Ninja High School number 189 in there, which is up here. Um, where is it? I'm trying to find where it is that the asterisk, but I don't see where the asterisk is that's referencing. So maybe they missed that on there because there should be an asterisk up here somewhere, but I don't see an asterisk showing me what to reference. But I probably was like Tomorrow Man issue number 9 is probably what I have to guess is the reference to. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't see the asterisk, Mr. Ben Dunn. Talk to your letterer, man. Talk to your letterer. All right, so there's no charge. Roger. Wait, I can't do that, Hermit. You see the comic as it is, and it has chosen you, Roger. Take it. It's yours. Roger. Roger, did you find something? Hmm. This guy here, huh? What? The guy? What? And he's like, the guy. He's gone. So the guy was there, and he was talking to him and gave him a comic book that's blank that basically writes his own story as he goes along. Now, we are almost to the end, folks, of this first book, which is Ninja High School number 199. Temporal alarm, Doctor Danger. What is going on? Ah, my head is on fire. Well, isn't that problematic? Eeyore, time for adventure, protocol, Alpha Baker. And he hits him on the head with something with his honey stick, actually. Galactic cosplayer dressing room, moments before. Hey, Pine Kern. Hi, Tess. You've been canceled. And she hits her with some kind of a blast, and she yells out, Arg! Next issue, Ninja High School 200, Giant Size Special. See you soon, Ninja Clan. The decay of convention world. So as you see, she gets hit with a bolt down here on this last panel, and that is how this issue ends. Everything's in chaos on this last panel. So we have to wait until 200 to find out, which is a giant special edition. So look for it to be, basically a double-sized book, possibly, for that on that end. So that is Ninja High School number 199, The Road to 200, which came out in February of this year. So I'm guessing, I'm not going to assume, I'm guessing that pretty soon we will see 200. And welcome to the show, Mr. Roy, Joe, Twilight Bradley Jr. I'm sorry if I missed anything from you because, hold on, he does say something. Made a run to Taco Bell for grub already? Holy smokes. Yo, good morning, Mr. Roy, Joe, Twilight Bradley Jr. Now, we'll get to your favoriteest, Erika Chan, the heroine in underwear. And why I say that is because she wears nothing but underwear and her top little shirt up here. So you get to see her butt cheeks hanging out right there. That is the cover. And this one follows in Ninja High School. So you get two stories in one. And let's see. Story and character, which is story and art, are Eric Perez G. And then you've got color, backgrounds, and lettering by Chemonix. Translation by Mael V. Editor is, or editors are Dideros Nontop and Chemonix. Chemonix. Somewhere in that realm. I'm sorry if I butchered the names. That's my, some names are harder than others to say. All right, so on the last episode of Erika Chan, the heroine in underwear, she was about to get her butt whooped by this ninja guy who took a super soldier serum, basically. And this kid that was watching, taking note of all of her fighting abilities and things like that, decides to step in and help her. You get the typical manga-esque look right here of showing the crotch area. Right there, folks, if you can't see it. Right there. He steps in and rushes the big ninja guy. Well, he's asking him, where did you get that nanomachine shot? Who the hell are you? I never thought the boss would use his last resort. Yeah, the first. Yeah, first that super strong girl in undies appeared, and now this other kid shows up. And then he speaks in a different language. Looks like French. This will teach you to mind your own business as he smacks the kid. They're very strong. Are they like me? She's thinking. As the fight ensues between everybody. She's still on her butt over there. Answer me. Where did you get it? As he smacks back. Stop pestering me. Flee. Flee. I am your worst nightmare. As he's giving him the 1-2. This looks right out of that game, Immortal Kombat. Senpai. As their eyes are huge down here in this bottom panel. And they're talking about Mortal Kombat. If you didn't get the drift, the reference there. I admit you're strong. But you didn't harm me. Quit yapping and fight for real. Hold on, we're coming. Let's help him. I forgot about those two. They're weak, but they can get in the way of the fight as they try to attack the kid. I don't know if I missed the kid's name probably in there, but you can get all these issues 188 or 187, 188, and 189, and you can read up on them. And now she steps in, Miss Erika Chan, and the kid that she was saving, and so the battle ensues, and she steps in, and so does the kid, and they're both showing their underwear in this one. And she says, "Oh, you know martial arts," and she says, "Yep, going against one guy is no problem for me." And this is no time for chatting, is what she says down here. And so he's like, "I learned this at judo." He steps back, grabs the dude's arm, and flips him over on his back. "I learned this by throwing rotten eggs at houses. No, no, I must stop him from getting splattered into the wall." So they're both bantering back and forth a little like Spider-Man esque during the fight. So she steps in and grabs him, and it's like love at first sight whenever they touch, as she saves him from being splatted against the wall. Right down here. So that last panel you saw of the little kid saying, "Oh my god," you're seeing they're watching the fight ensue, and then a phone rings, and it's Erica's mother. Because you got to remember, Erika is not the teenage 20 something person you're seeing right there. She's actually more like this kid right here in the 8 to 10-year-old range. Okay? Right there. And she just has this power, the nanotech inside of her, that allows her to evolve into this Erika Chan, heroine in underwear. No, it's her aunt calling, not her mom. And it's his sister. So he's talking, and she's like, "Playing video games with you again." She she's not picking up my calls. She fell asleep is the excuse he's giving the aunt right now. He's all worried, knowing that she's not there. Is she really there? She asks. He says, "I'm not hiding anything. I mean, yes." And then they're watching it on the screen. "Don't play with me. Where are you? Or where are you?" The drone's hologram will keep him busy for a while. And I didn't think, it would be complicated or get complicated. It was because of those nano machines he took. They made him very strong. He took nano machines? Not ordinary ones, but still nano machines. And if I use one of my electric shock, you'd only stun them. We have to neutralize them. Give me your hand. Right there. So then they touch hands, and she now has, what does he say? What's this? "I've shared some of my nanomachines with you. They know how to neutralize that mutant variant. My punches are usually enough to neutralize it, but this guy is too big. If you use one of your shocks with them, you'll make them strong enough to beat him. Is this contagious? Are they staying with me? Don't worry. If they get away from me, they'll evaporate in a few minutes. Is this like a transfusion or like a kiss? So you were here, snotty brats. And she now has his nano machines in her. And he's like, "What the hell? Time for that nap. You're going to put me in, dork, or you were going to put me in." That's right. And they both hit him at the same time and basically neutralize the nano machines inside of this guy. And when they do, he reverts back to normal. Darn brats, you sons of a as he passes out. I think we did it. He's back to normal. We'll He'll wake up feeling the after effects of those terrible mutant nanomachines. I don't think the after effects are worse than this roasting. And it says continue water at the end right here. So that means it's going to continue into the next issue, which is probably going to be Ninja High School 200. So it's going to be a super spectacular big issue. Bigger than normal. Probably think like 60 some odd pages worth of comic book, if I had to guess. Because you're not only including the extra pages that they're going to do for Ninja High School number 200, but you've got the continuation of Erika Chan most likely in that issue. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Just because at this point in time, it is one of those things that they could put Erika Chan in her own book, at this point in time. So, but that is our review of Ninja High School number 199 and Erika Chan, the third part of the story that we have read so far. Now, with all of that, there's a lot of action, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good colors, a lot of great artwork. You've got, and that goes for both, and that is in its manga style form, because that is what these books are manga and anime. Anime more so on the action of a cartoon than this. So it is manga, true manga in its form. Again, not 100% true manga, but it's very very close. As you can see, that's what Ben Dunn is shooting for in these books, is to bring that manga verse to you, potential those of you that don't actually read manga on a regular basis. And his style and his work is very manga related, because I'm assuming that is his background, what he grew up watching and things of that nature, if I had to guess. Now I don't know Ben Dunn personally, but we do chit chat every now and again, and hopefully whenever Tomorrow Girl reappears, um, we will have one of my pictures of Tomorrow Girl in uh, action, and we will. Yes, this is all of the printouts for Ninja High School and Erika Chan, 197 through 199, right here. Just a waste of paper, you say? No, because I don't have another screen over here to display my stuff into. So, um, but no, that was a fun ride through all three of these. The Road to 200 of 197, 198, and 199. Um, oh, and Audrey, I found my water bottle. It was hiding in my office. Couldn't find my water bottle yesterday to save my life. And I looked in my office like three different times. And it was actually sitting right over here on top of the comic books. Out of sight, out of mind. One of those type of things. But, at the beginning of the broadcast, like I said, it was one of those things that, I was sleeping halfway decent, and I did not want to get up and my day so early. But here we are, two comic books down. 199 for Ninja High School and Erika Chan. Both are worth the read and worth the fun, especially if you like having fun in comic books. Now I know there are those that like the more serious comic books only, and they don't want fun in the comic book. Get that fun out of here. I don't want no fun nowhere, no how, no way. But that's not what happens here. Ben Dunn brings the fun. That should be his new slogan. Ben Dunn brings the fun to everybody, whether you want it or not. So, but yeah, no, it's these have been fun. They're cute. They're witty. They're on the verge of sexy. You know, with that with the outfits, with the way Petunia wants Roger. You know that the sexualized in comic books, and you see that more and more, and that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, some people would be like, well, there's everything wrong with it, but those are the people that don't live, that don't live life on a reality scale. Because everything out there is sexualized if you actually look at it. Commercials are sexualized. Your soft drink commercials are sexualized. I mean, look at Carl's Jr. back in the day, whenever they had theirs, whenever they had the big boobed women eating their burgers and the sauce was dripping down on their chest and stuff like that. And then they would wipe it off and lick it off their fingers. You know, sex sells, just like Joseph Michael Linsner said on one of his Cry for Dawn, I believe what it was, when she had her ass in the air on the cover, Dawn, on the cover of his comic book. And it had, oh no, it was the naked one. That wasn't the ass up. It was the naked one. She's holding herself, and you see her panties on, and from there you've got sex sells on a like a bumper sticker type of a thing somewhere on the cover. But everything is going that direction. I mean, look at your TV shows of today. I mean, what's the stuff that happens? The hot, steamy stuff that goes on in those shows. You know, which did it call for it? Probably not. But they wrote it in there anyway. Because why? People want to see that. People want to be able to be like, oh yeah, that's some great stuff right there. I wish it was happening in my house. And then they go cry in a pillow somewhere. But if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But I just like it because it's comic books. Comic books are awesome. Comic books get into that realm of taking you away. It's kind of like the old Calgon commercial. Calgon, take me away. If you remember those. And some of you won't because you're not old enough. But it was a woman in a bathtub, relaxing, as chaos ensues outside the door, and basically Calgon takes you away. And basically, next scene you see is her in a field of flowers and butterflies, and her in the bathtub with all the bubbles. But yeah, that's how it feels sometimes with comic books. That euphoria that you get, because it takes you to a different realm. It takes you to a different world. It takes you away from your life for the moment, and you know, it's just like, why can't that happen on a more regular basis? Why can't we get transported somewhere else that makes our life a little more interesting and fun? But thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. And please like, share, and follow. And share this with your friends out there so they can come enjoy the goody goodness that you're watching right now on a regular basis. Um, got lots and lots and lots to do. I'm picking up more commissions. I'm actually picking up um, for this Friday. I go talk and sit down with a friend of mine about a comic book that we want to do together, a Western horror. Uh, the name is in play right now for the title. So um, we're probably going to end up changing it, if I had to guess, to a superlative title that he was talking about, potential from his writings that he's got. He's a movie producer. He is a writer, and he works at 4029 News here in town. And he's an all-around good dude. So if this does take off, there is the potential that it's twofold. Because if it does take off, then you've got the potential, him being a movie producer, he could turn this into a series like The Walking Dead, you know, and it's his own writing, so it would be easy to transfer that into a movie or TV series. Um, Finding the right people to play, certain roles would be pretty easy, because horror genre is always a plus out there. Now, depending, and this is depending, just because, um, you know, it is harder, especially in today's society, if you don't have a budget to get a Western town, to get a Western, those type things. So we got to see where this is going to lead down the road, because it could potentially turn into something like that, and that would be awesome. Play like a Stephen King role where you get a cameo role in your in the movie that is based off of the comic book series, just like his books. He gets those cameo roles just like Stan Lee did in all the Marvel movies. And then they talked about, oh, we'll just CGI him in stuff from now on, and people are like, no, don't do that. Just make mention or show a little sign or something like that, to honor Stanley's legacy in Marvel Comics. And I know there was several people that didn't like Stanley in the comics, and that's why they jumped ship in the early days. But he was a true testament to Marvel Comics all the way around. So you can't deny it. Those types of things. But that is that. And so we're looking forward to this meeting on Friday, and I'm looking forward to all these commissions that are coming in. All that goody good stuff. Um, just because it is the direction we're heading. 412 Productions is heading in a whole new direction, when it comes to everything that we're doing, and it's just one of those things that it's like you want the change, you want the difference, you want all of the good things to happen in life, because there's enough bad stuff that happens on a regular basis, you know. And it's like, excuse me, it's like, when is something good going to fall into our laps? You know, it's like, when is that $1 million truck going to fall out of the sky, land in my yard, and boom, explode open? Then there's the cash just sitting there, $1 million just sitting right there, and you know, there's $1 million ideas floating around in your head. Well, thanks, Mr. Roy Joe Twilight Bradley Jr. He says, good luck. I hope the collaboration blows up for you too, buddy. Well, we do too. We hope it is a very mutual thing, that it takes off. And, you know, because you don't want things to fail. But that's reality of life sometimes. Sometimes things do fail. And it's just that, you know, in your mind's eye, the collaboration of the the items, horror and western, is being done more and more out there. Woo, excuse me. And so that means that, there is that potential that it could fail. But there's also the potential that the writing done correctly and the artwork looks good enough, that boom, it explodes out there. And so that's what you're always hoping, is that you get that opportunity to explode. And not in that sense, folks. Not in that unless you're doing that right now. And if you're doing that watching my show, congratulations, kudos to you. I don't know if that's sexy time or not. Uh, but no, I am looking forward to this. I mean, I'm looking forward to my own comic book too that's in the works. It's just that, again, I haven't been able to work on it due to the other stuff that I'm working on. So, and that unfortunately is the life of an artist. Sometimes you have to put your own projects to the wayside and, um, you know, do other things that are bringing in money. And I'm hoping that we can bring in some money because we both need it, I'm sure. And what I'm thinking is that, we get some merch line going, some bumper stickers, some uh, T-shirts, the list goes on and on. Create the main character, do the logo, and then um, get some merch going. So at this point in time, I'm looking for a different program to do all this in, since Illustrator is not working for me at this present juncture, which sucks big time, trust me, because I love my Illustrator, but it is not working at this present juncture, and it's the older version CS4. So, um, you know, those type of things. So I'm going to be trying to see if I can put a newer operating system on here, just because to see if that fixes the issue or not. So, a friend of mine dropped this off. We had dinner, and she dropped this off to me. It is an old 1997 Hot Wheels from Vandecamp's Fishosaurus, the VW bus. And right here, still in this package, and it does not have the little hanger package, so there is no punch in this card at all. It is the 50,000 special edition, uh, right there, of the Hot Wheel Bandicamp. And again, 1997, if you don't believe me, right there it says it, right, right there, 1997, right under my finger, basically. Pull it back so you guys can possibly read it up there. I don't know if you can or not. That's actually better if I put it forward. 1997, right there. And you know, that's old in today's society. That's very very old. But it's very very cool that she would think of me. I mean, she does think, oh, this is a totally different puzzle right there. Totally weird puzzle that they had going on. It has a two folding pieces that you have to make one image of the Dalmatian in there. That will be different next time, I'm sure. But they're changing it up on a regular basis instead of the little move over puzzle piece to fit into the piece. Now they're doing it a whole little different way. Man, I'm tired. Even though it says I got a little over 6 hours of sleep last night, I guess I fell asleep pretty quick after putting the machine on. But but yeah, I'm just looking to see what else we can talk about. But there's lots of stuff that we'll talk about, I'm sure. And hopefully this 3D print is working, and I can get this splint made up for the turkey so that she has it available to her. But we'll see. I'm also trying to figure out how I can get this on my or not my laptop, but my desktop over here, as it is not working either. So, but we'll get it. We'll get it all worked out. Get all the the uh, the gremlins out of the system, if you will, and get Spike out of there. But all right, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's show of Antarctic Press Talkings, with Ninja High School number 199 and Erika Chan, part 3 of the continuation story of the heroine in underwear. But with that, I will leave you guys to your own devices. He fell asleep. You fell asleep better after watching Twilight movie. No, Twilights are good, especially the uh, the Twilight Zone movie. No Twilight movies because Twilight sucks. No sparkly vampires here. But you all have a great day, and we will, as I like to say, catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.